Good morning, Snapchat. It's been a minute. And I feel like since I did my nose, I never really got on Snapchat and spoke to you guys. So I did want to talk about my experience real quick. Something that no matter how many videos I've watched on nose surgeries for the past 10 years, until I experienced it myself, it was completely different. So somebody's like, describe the pain. I think the pain of the procedure is literally like minimal, mostly because you're still on the anesthesia and then the pain meds. So you kind of feel like pain like 3, 4 out of 10, depends. And it depends if you're touching your nose or not. And then I feel like I stayed, I swear, maybe like 2 weeks until I could breathe from my nose. And up till now, by the way, guys, it's still like hurts a little bit to touch it. Like it's still stiff from the tip. And then even here, I know you guys could see like a little line. I think that was like a little bruise. And then the most thing I hated, guys, that I swear no YouTube video, no TikTok told me about is after I did the surgery, I hated the mucus and blood buildup. I know it's TMI, but it was so bad. And then the taste of it, and then the smell of the sutures inside your nose. Until now, I still smell it a bit. It's like a weird, funky smell. For the longest time, I thought Enes was the one who smelled bad. I was like, ew, you smell bad. But it turned out it's from the nose. So those are two things that I was actually shocked about, and I never knew. No matter how much I read or watched videos, nobody really talked about. But yeah, I had to like suction out like the blood that would be in the back of my throat for the first week and a half, 2 weeks. And oh my god, it would just be so hard. No matter how much water I drink or swallow, it just still stays stuck. I literally bought one of those suctions for babies, you know, those silicone suction things. And yeah, and up till now, it's starting to feel normal. I think now I'm like 22 days in after the surgery, and it's starting to feel like normal. Keep in mind, the real results everybody's saying is between 6 months to a year. But I'm not gonna lie, it's looking pretty good. And when I first saw the result of my nose, I was shocked though. I didn't think, like, I don't know if I loved it, but I was like, wow, like it's just different, you know, if that makes sense. So I've been getting a lot of these kind of questions. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but ever since I did my nose, I feel like my confidence has spiked. I'm happier. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like weird. I almost wish I would have done it a long time ago, because like I literally don't regret anything. And I saw mixed opinions about people who did their nose and how they have an identity crisis. Oh, which I had, by the way, guys. The first 3 days, no, after I removed my cast, so 8 days, I literally had an identity crisis. I'm not gonna lie, I cried for like 2 days. I'd call my sister, I'd tell my mom, like, oh my god, I can't recognize myself. And yeah, it was just like I had an identity crisis. When I saw the nose, I just felt it didn't fit my face for some reason. But then once it started to settle in, the swelling went away. I was like, wow, why didn't I do, like, I'm more confident I could look this way. And I'm so used to filming Snapchat this way because I only liked this side of my nose. And then even touching my nose, like, I know I had like a bump here, like not only a bump, but it was like a broken bump. So now when I do like my makeup or contour or anything, it's so weird that it's smooth. And honestly, guys, it's like the best decision I've ever made. And I don't know, I just feel like I could breathe better. My voice sounds better. I feel like I look better too. And yeah, I feel like it did change my life. So we will be posting Saturday. We post every Saturday. We try to post every Saturday. So stay tuned. There is a video this Saturday. Today's Thursday, so after tomorrow. And yeah, you guys are gonna love it. Okay, this is also a question I wanted to answer. So you remember, guys, how I was already doing a diet, and like I would go on the treadmill, I'd burn like 1,000 calories. I was trying to do that like pretty much every other day. And then I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to work out once I had my surgery day come closer. So I tried to do a lot of dieting before that. And then thank God I did, guys, because once I did the surgery, something else that nobody tells you is you really lose your appetite to eat. And actually you can't really eat. So I was drinking most of my food. Like I was drinking smoothies, soup, and I feel like that helped me lose weight. And then my appetite just completely went away. I wasn't like craving any food. I would almost like eat to live, not live to eat, which I used to do before. So that's something else that was kind of a perk that I didn't know would happen. But on the negative side of that, because I wasn't exercising and I've been sitting in bed a lot, like after the surgery, you can't really work out or do any of those things until like a month in. I felt like my body did get a little bit like loose. Like, yes, I lost weight, but it's not as toned, if that makes sense. You guys are so cute. Thank you for asking. Yes, my nose is much, much better. And something else I want to say is, I know you guys see me taping my nose a lot. So the doctor said I have to do that every night. So I do tape my nose every night, and then in the morning I remove it. I guess it helps with the shape, and it helps it settle in better and define it. So I do tape every night, and I still use like the saline water to clean the nose. I do still have some stitches inside, so it is still tender to touch my nose. That's something else I was like, nobody ever talks about, like, do they touch their nose? Does it feel weird? Like, especially here, it feels so weird. It's like hard. But yeah, it still like hurts inside, so I have to use a Q-tip and stuff. I like this question. Someone said, how did you learn to do your makeup? I'm a really old fan, and I noticed a huge difference in your makeup. Oh, that's so cute. So guys, for those who don't know, like 8 years ago, before even YouTube, I was doing kind of makeup videos. I was in love. Like, there was that era, I think it was like 2016, 2017, 2018, where like makeup became like a thing all over Instagram, and like the Huda Beauty era kind of vibes. And I would just watch endless amounts of makeup tutorials. And I was also, I'm an artist, so I love to paint, I love to draw. I've been doing art since I was literally a very young girl, a very young child. And I have actually all these like portraits that I used to paint when I was younger, and I have photos and things and 3D images of buildings that I used to do. So I don't know if that has to also, like, I don't know if that adds something to that as well, because I also have an eye for art. So that, plus watching tutorials a lot over and over and over, and like I would even do hacks like whitening teeth, facial things just out of lemon, turmeric, and like baking soda. And then I would just keep trying. And I'm not gonna lie, my makeup in 2017-18 was like more caked, but like over the years, like I learned kind of what fits my face, I guess. And I do my mom's makeup, my sister, my grandma, like I do whoever's makeup like anytime they ask me. So I do love makeup as well, but you know, since we started doing YouTube, I kind of put that to the side and focused on different things like singing and cleaning, cooking, because I also like those things. So what gave you the courage to do a nose job, and after people were saying not to do it? So thank you so much. I just want to say, I'm not gonna lie, every time I'd want to do it. So I don't know if you guys know, but I paid and booked for this nose surgery 4 years ago, and I kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and I just felt like, I don't know why it wouldn't work out, even with the way our lifestyle was going, like how our schedule was, nothing ever fit, and it was scary as well. And even for Enes, like I feel like I would also, you know, want his opinion in these kind of things, even though it's something to do for myself. But like him being my husband, I also wanted to keep in mind his emotions, like, you know, like he doesn't like these kind of things, maybe it's going to be different, maybe that's not what he wants as well. But like at the end of the day, I just kept praying istikhara, and then year after year, like for some reason it wouldn't work out, so I'm like, it's okay, it's for the best. And also I was scared of the anesthesia because I also had some complications there, so I was like, okay, maybe it's not meant to be. And then guys, suddenly, I don't know what happened, everything flipped around. Like the doctor reached out, and then I looked at the schedule, I spoke to Enes, he was like, yeah, let's do it. And then I was like, really? And then I prayed more istikhara, and then I just kept finding that the doors were opening and it was getting easier and easier. And then for my voice as well. So this is the main thing. So the decision to start music. So 3-4 years ago, I had an issue with my voice, and that was kind of restraining me from singing. And you know, I was so sad, and there's like a whole history about that in our past videos on YouTube. But like at one point I accepted it, and then I was like, you know what, like I really love singing, and I hate that I'm like struggling to do it. So when I went to many doctors and they finally told me that it's literally coming from the nozzle, I couldn't believe it, one. And two, I was like, okay, this is like literally meant to be. The fact that it's 2 in 1, like it has to do with the voice and it's the nose. And I thought it was just all here in the vocal cords. But then I was like, okay, like subhanAllah, it's working out, like it's all making sense, things are coming together. And then like I really can't tell you guys, like there were so many moments where we're gonna cancel, and then for some reason this time it just went through even to the last second. So I'm so grateful, and you know, I wouldn't have it any other way, and I don't take back anything.